Yeah,
he knew that I ratted him out. It's like, I will never trust him again.
So, you guys make your way up to the rooftop. No one else is up here.
I do
So-
perception check to make sure.
Yeah, sure, roll perception.
I don't trust people. Eh.
There's
Not bad.
Well,
there's no one else up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it.
We did it, gang!
Woo!
I've determined definitively that
Except
there's
for
not people up
Sneaky
here.
Jim over
very,
there.
very sneaky. Sneaky Jim!
It is.
Who rolled a 20.
It is a fair. It is a fair thing to ask.
Yeah.
Constant paranoia. Anyways. So, Garadok. What did you want to speak of, huh?
Does
Usually
the
so forward to me.
does the voice of Vala mean anything to you?
He tilted his head. I know that is the name of your hero of the Ashen Call. I know of it, but if you mean if you're asking if it has any personal bond to me, no, it does not. Why do you ask, though?
I noted your keen interest in her story, her survival.
It was an
I-
interesting story.
Have lived through something similar.
Whom were you saved by, though?
That, I'm not so sure anymore. I thought I knew.
Describe your savior, then.
A knight, like many others in my home country. I was attacked by, well, we were, all of us. I was with a caravan. This thing, it's like a bubbling mass of undulating flesh.
He nods. An aberration, most likely. Or perhaps the aberrant itself.
People around me combusted into flame. They fortunately perished quite quickly. I was held in place. I could not move. I could barely breathe.
He crouches down and begins sketching something on the spores, this thin layer of spores that cover the top of the building, like a kid drawing in the dirt. Keep going.
It had appendages, and they lashed out. One struck one of the knights protecting the caravan. Her shield. She was sitting there in heavy armor. She was pushed back. Then this soft golden light silhouetted her, and she was able to somehow move. She advanced.
Where was this?
I was on my way home. It was my first trip abroad. I was on my way home from the Ventura League.
So you
I
must
cannot
have
say
been
for certain
just
where
at
exactly.
the edge of the threshold then.
Yes.
This thin gap between the League and Eulonia. A golden light, you said. He shakes his head. No. I'm sorry to tell you, Garadok, this individual is likely not anyone I'm looking for. But it is a good story. Was it?
You are seeking someone in specific, at least a group.
I'm looking for a member of the Ashwardens.
A specific member or just a way into said group?
He shakes his head. One does not join the Ashwardens at this age. No, it is something you are reared for. So I've heard. I'm looking for one specific member, one of my kin. Well, one of my people, not my blood relative. I will need his assistance in a task. And the Ashwarrens are famous and notorious for their capabilities. So I'm hoping he will be of good aid to help in this task.
Something the Briar Queen mentioned put my mind on this track. She said that ash doesn't burn.
He squints
And
his
it
eyes. You believe her giving some form of instruction, prophecy, insight.
Perhaps.
The Ashwarrens do not turn places into ash, I assure you.
No, I think that if there is a chance of survival,
It lies with
if
them.
they do not indeed burn, perhaps we could find an answer to our heat problem with them.
I would be lying if I wasn't interested at the prospect, Kurdak. But I do not believe fully, partially, yes, fully, no, in this notion, this plan. It would be so serving of me to talk to these Ashwarrens. So, you have my vote, biased as it is. Ever the diplomat with clear agenda? He doesn't bow at Eva. What saith the rest of you? We doth not know where these Ashwins lie, nor where they travel.
And from the sounds of that guard and the captain, their existence is almost hypothetical.
What
we
about?
hear-
It is because they are saving you.
Did we hear, I forget, about where they are? Roughly locate, like where they were kind of seeing their presence of? It was.
Supposedly, they are helping escort people out of town.
Right.
Is that their task, or if that's just something they happen to do? That's a different story.
It was
but-
more just their general location. I was wondering if we had an idea of, which it sounds like
Southeast
we
of town.
do.
Southeast, yeah.
likely
Right.
the road to the next town over, because like no one else is gonna
Right.
escort people into the middle of nowhere. That's called like waylaying them or
Right.
stranding them.
They're
Do we have an idea
Seemingly
roughly how long it would take to
self-imposed.
get?
Yes.
Do we have roughly an idea of how long we think it would take to try and find one of them, or?
About, yeah, that
Depends how
if
lucky
they're
we are.
in, if they're in the next town, then yeah, 2.5 to 4 days.
Yeah, that's fair.
If they're in the middle, half of that. But the thing is, you don't know where on the path. If they are on the path, they are.
But there is a chance that they set up maybe like an entrance gate to make sure that is safe starting of a travel at the edge of our town. So there might be
Yeah,
someone
that's- I think-
stationed there.
If that's their job.
If that's their
Which
job.
Yeah.
would just
Ashwardens technically aren't like, despite the stories on them, as the captain mentioned, the stories you guys have heard of Ashwardens don't describe them as good
Chivalrous.
people. Chivalrous, no, not at all. Ashwardens are like, we fight the dark with the dark sort of people. Ashwardens reportedly can go through the pitch unassailed. A lot of people think that involves dark magic and powers, and maybe they're not wrong, right? Well,
blame them
no,
for
no
thinking
one
that.
ever sees Ashwardens as good people. They
get
in
the
the
job done.
Ashwarden might be a good person. They as a faction are not necessarily good though. Their jobs are predominantly related to the pitch. You know?
cops.
Sort of, yeah. Particularly when an outsider, a darksider, they're interchangeable terms, an outsider gets a bit too prominent. Normally a darksider just comes and goes with the pitch. And there are many Darksiders out there, not named ones, but that's just what they're called. There are times where they don't go away with the pitch. That's when you
Because
get an
they're just that
Ashwarden
powerful.
involved.
Hmm.
No one knows. Well, I guess the Ashwardens probably know, but no one else knows.
They're not gonna tell you.
No, not at all. that's when you call for an Ash Warden. But a lot of nations, well, maybe not a lot. It's like some nations have different dispositions on them. Erudicia and Eulonia, pretty good. Suyark, you're probably gonna get arrested and shot if you're an Ash Warden traveling through the Suyark. They're illegal there. Makar depends on which war boss you get in with. The free realms have different policies depending on which town it is, but most of them see them very, very superstitiously. And not necessarily wrong for thinking that. So
It's a safe and sorry bet at the very least.
You would have to be relying on the good nature of humanity to assume that the Ash Wardens are along the path to help people.
That would just that question just leads Denver to saying, if we did go after him and let's say we're unsuccessful, let's say they want nothing to do with this, or hell, we can't even find them, that path would take us out of here, and I'm not inclined to come back if we've already made the journey out.
My
With how things
intention
are
was
going.
more.
Mhm.
Well, my intention was more to look towards the southern end of the city and see if there is anyone in town that might be able to provide us with either assistance, information.
Well, we're already amongst the southern sections of Valcasta, so I think if anyone would know, they would already be here. That, or they'd be with the Zealots or the Anarchists.
True.
Then we ask people around here. There's an awful lot of them, and I'm certain, despite some of us making our rounds, that we haven't met all of them.
There is one other southern point we could venture, but I do not think it'd be of any. It certainly would not be safe, but I'm not sure how fruitful it would be. We are still in central Valcasta, in the southern portion of it, aye, but not southern Valcasta. There are still people there, guards and civilians. We could venture there and ask.
That's where the plague originated.
She nods. Yeah, it would not be safe, that is quite sure.
Even
If not
getting
for
in there would be
any-
something of a challenge.
If not the Shamblers, then other mutations, variances, or the plague in the air itself.
And that just brings me to the thought again of how much time are we putting into this before we jump ship?
Can
We did promise Irina to try.
Precisely.
We are trying, but there's a difference between not trying your hardest and
Realizing when there's nothing left to try. I'm not saying we give up right now. I'm just saying, how far are we going to go before it's too far? If we're going across the city, we get stuck over there. I'm not saying we get into a dire situation, but just the time alone, we have 6 days until this place may not be so safe anymore. I mean, it's already not, but you get what I'm saying. After that, it's going to be the pitch soon. And I'm not inclined to find out what happens to people who are caught in a pitch.
Death is a mercy, from what I've heard.
it is expected, if anything. The question is what manner of death.
In any case, I'll follow any plans y'all have. But as time starts to run out, she just shakes her head. She said her piece.
If we want a separate avenue of a maybe potential lead, he'll reach into his pocket and pull out the whistle that he showed Mr. Hawk yesterday.
You know what? I think remember the roll you did last session?
Yeah, I rolled a D100, panicked, and you're like, it's actually good, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I was gonna have it be happening in 2 days, but I feel like around now is fun narrative timing.
Yeah, considering 2 days, we might not be here.
2 days from yesterday, so
Hypothetically.
technically would be 1 day after
1 day.
today.
So,
But
like,
let's have it happen.
basically today. At that point.
Okay, so just keep going. So something will happen. We'll see.
Let me close my little notebook. This is a simple whistle, but it is connected to an ally of mine. We use
An
it.
ally.
Ooh.
There is a very long story for this, but
Eva walks up to it. It is a whistle.
do not blow into it currently.
Might I see it?
He would hand it freely. Just throws it off the rooftop.
Evil!
Be gone!
There's a fine craftsmanship in this, despite how rudimentary it is. Practice.
You would know better than I. I don't know if she crafted it or simply acquired it, but regardless. It is attuned with nature, if you could not tell by its craft, as you pointed out. It has been activating unexpectedly.
Activating.
Correct.
What does it?
And
What does it do?
simply
Like
vibrates.
Fayez like looks over Eva like two kids at the science fair.
Fucking nerds! Yeah, he'll answer. It simply vibrates. The number of vibrates indicates different events, let's say.
Ah.
I initially thought it was them. Well, honestly, I did not know what they were trying to say. But after it happened a second time in 2 days, I determined it was not them. It was something interfering, and I think it's something to do with these spores. It's.
Thou did say this is of nature, and Eva like sweeps with her boot like a wave of spores, like someone would splash in water, but except it's physical,
Mhm.
or much more solid, not physical. These certainly would be that.
It seems more prominent, I think is the term, when we were in the sanctuary by Arena. From... He has a bit of a smirk. Research from an ally. They think it might be interacting with some signal, maybe. But he kind of shrugs. I am knowledgeable on nature, but not on that complex of magics or guidance from spirits.
Mayhaps we might be able to do some experimentation on it. See what's triggering it. Replicate this. She rolls around. Signal.
He nods. We might be able to find a more precise location of something. The source of the spores, the source of the heat. He's just looking up to the sky. Something, I don't know. It's just a different avenue.
As you guys are talking, you hear something chirp, and no, it's not Giselle.
Genuinely surprised.
It is like a hawk, like screech, like kee, like that sort of thing.
Oh,
Screech! Ah!
Look
Work
to...
towards it.
I look to the sky.
You see this.
Oh, is that a peregrine falcon, or...?
This is a sparrowhawk.
Damn it!
Eurasian sparrowhawk, to be exact.
Oh, an Asian sparrowhawk, huh?
Eurasian.
Eurasian. Europe,
Yeah,
Asia.
Eurasian. Yeah. There is a
Fucking
bird that is flying towards you, guys, right now. Very, very fast.
Immediately.
Yeah, it
Jin-
starts backing up like.
Jin has like a bit of a guarded gauntlet. He holds his arm up. Hopefully it just lands.
It does just land.
Hell yeah.
It lands and begins like scooting down your arm and like getting up in your face, like
Hey,
examining you
what's
like you're a worm on the ground.
Tear your face off.
I am a prey. I have been targeted.
It screeches in your face after it does a few moments of examination.
He blinks like twice. I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
It screeches in your face again, except you can understand it this time. Jin!
Yes.
My bad, this is a hawk. This is a hawk. It's gotta sound cooler. Jin!
Yes. Hi. How's your travels?
Alive! It
Yes.
pecks you in the face. Alive!
Ow.
Pecks again.
Ow.
Conscious. He's like moving all around. Pecks again. Charm? Peck.
You can stop pecking. I'm fine.
You can tell that as this thing's moving, your hand is beginning to act up. Not like a twitchy seizure sort of way, but more like in like a icy hot sort of way.
Icy hot.
Yeah, icy hot.
For the sake of this,
It's where you think it is.
the hawk is on his left arm. That's what I would think instinctually. So he's gonna with his right hand and I guess mouth, he just like bites one of the fingers and pulls off his glove to look at his hand, and spits his glove on the ground. I suppose. Does it
Your
look
hand
like
is-
anything's happening?
Your hand is reacting. I don't know how to say this. There's nothing visually happening. I'll say that. There's nothing visually happening. But how to say it? As you move your hand closer to this bird, it does give off that electric fence sort of ion sensation, that sort of buzzing sensation.
Ooh.
You've heard about this. This bird is not going to be here for a while. Or it's not here. It's here for a little while. It is not an actual bird, though. Less so than Giselle, right? Less so than a familiar, because familiars occupy a physical presence in the world, right? They're there. This thing is technically here for probably another, you don't know. It could range for an hour, a day, 2, something like that.
A relatively
But
short
they're-
period.
Very short compared to an entire lifespan, yeah?
Hmm.
So this is a conjuration. It's not an actual bird. As true as it is to one, it is not an actual bird. You do see it does have a harness on it, though. With a, have you ever seen Hockey from Avatar?
Hockey, my beloved.
Yeah. Sokka had the Firebird Hawk, whatever the fuck it's called, Fire Nation Hawk. There's like a harness it has that you can put a scroll on its back, so it doesn't interfere with flying. It has that same harness.
Does he see any iconography? Because if I remember correctly, Hockey has a Fire Nation symbol on it.
Yes, and it is an unfortunately familiar symbol, I guess, to Jen. It is your house's symbol.
That's about what I expected. Actually, you know what? No, because of the conjured bird, so he wouldn't have specific familiarity with this bird. He might have familiarity with this
No.
I was gonna be like, does he know this bird? It's like, no, he doesn't.
No. This bird might have been born like a day or a couple days ago.
It was born when needed to be born.
Exactly.
He scritches the bird on the head and follows like down it to the little scroll and pops that out.
You scratch on the neck and it does the hawk like, except you understand it as yeah.
I love this bird.
Oh my god.
You follow it.
Yes.
You follow. Your hand goes down it, and you begin to retrieve the scroll. There is a wrapping around it, like a not lanyard, like a lace, like a knot tying it up. It's not a wax seal or anything, so there's no icon on it. That being said, the handles, the wooden handles for the scroll's top and bottom, the margin we'll call them, are jet black, like some really fine polished black wood. As you're examining it,
sorry, I was wondering if like coloration have meaning for these kind of scrolls, like an urgency for the messenger to deliver kind of thing.
no, but roll me your lore for your home nation.
Ooh. Sorry, writing notes.
Yeah.
Have some
Roll for advantage, because you as a player are already on like the right idea. So
Well, don't mind if I do, baby.
watch it be the first one's like a nat 20. That advantage.
Not nat 20. Wasn't needed. Was appreciated.
There's that's weird to describe. There's a certain, and this is something shared between the Ryusen realms and Eulonia. There's a certain blatantness in the Ryusen realms and their warfare, right? Don't get me wrong, there are like some scouts and I guess you could call them spies, but they're not like spies. They're more of like people that don't say who they are, that just listen, that live in the local population. But they're not like spies where they infiltrate the military, they assassinate the leader. No, there's that There are stories about that, but that's not usually the case. Those are like mythical stories about like ninjas. That's besides the point.
They just sound nosy.
In a way, yeah. So you know there are certain like espionage-based peoples in the recent realms, but predominantly when it comes to reports like this, it's pretty blatant, right? I would say in relation to that espionage piece, a black grip is something related to the ninja, to Shinobi.
Oh. I think I know exactly who this is from. Why would they have that?
That the hawk does stop you before you open it, though.
Yeah.
Stop! My bad. We have to make it sound cool. Stop.
Yes. he looks at a bird. The glorious hawk.
Trick.
Trick?
Safe trick.
Safe trick.
You could roll insight to try to pick up ways. Try to pick up deeper ways to up and down.
You say safe trick out loud, Dimber backs up.
I imagine that, like, most of the time when you speak with the animals, it is bird noises, but there he probably does actually just say it out loud. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Damn. Do I get advantage? Because, I don't know, man.
Sure. So that sounds fair.
Take some
Damn.
guidance.
So about that 9.
The guidance might actually help you. The
yes,
first tier is 12. So
Okay.
we need this roll.
I got 12.
Okay, you barely got there. He's not saying this thing is tricking you at a 12.
Mhm.
He's saying it is a trick.
Oh,
Like a party
the bird is a trick?
No. The scroll is a trick, but it's not tricking you. It is a trick to carry in your pocket.
A trick to carry in your pocket. Okay, so it's like a use if you need to kind of thing?
It's like a consumable item, yeah.
Okay. So is it... Okay. And it's shinobi related, so I would imagine it would...
In case shit.
Yeah.
Let's see, what's your... Oh, okay. It begins trying to pull you. It begins to fly and try to pull you with it. Like, it leaves itself hooked onto your arm and tries to drag you. It pulls you to the edge of the building.
Over to the side. Okay, this is very dangerous. I cannot fly. You know this, right?
It just brings you to the edge. It doesn't try to pull you over the edge. Once you get to the edge, it flies down and lands on a tree and begins to peck the trunk of it. Punk, punk. Not like a woodpecker peck, but just like general peck. Punk, punk. Punk, punk. 20 under recent realms. You're beginning to understand what this is.
Is it like a tree stride?
No.
No.
No, it is, here, there might be a gif of this. No, goddammit, that's not... What the fuck is that? Is that a... What? Oh, okay, yeah. It's something like this. Not Sasuke.
Oh, okay. It's a poof. You didn't hit me. You hit a log.
Yep. It is a
Very
shinobi
Nana style.
It is a ninjutsu. Is the technical term. A technique of the ninjas. Ninjutsu. You've heard stories about ninjas doing that, shinobi and the like.
Mm-hmm. He has definitely never seen it.
You've probably never seen it, and you didn't think it could be condensed into a scroll. But apparently it can. It flies back up to you. 1! My bad. Keep forgetting. Bad to make it sound so cool.
Yeah, that sounds sick, dude. 1.
1. One
Right.
time. 1 time.
Mm-hmm. He stores it under his armor so it doesn't get damaged. And I don't know if these can be fucking destroyed by mundane or possibly magical means.
Hour.
Oh no. Okay.
Yep.
Why? Who sent you? I mean, I could see the symbol, but...
Red.
That's what I figured.
He pecks you again. Safe. Peck. Peck.
He chuckles. It's like, you can stop petting me. I appreciate it, though.
Check. Peck. 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 Checking.
Checking.
Still checking.
Still checking. I love this fucking bird.
he flies once he finishes the pecking inspection.
Mhm.
He flies back up onto your arm. Why?
Why? What?
Why whistle?
Right. There's something tampering with it in this area. Something with the spores of the magic of it. I thought
It's
I
like
was
creating
being...
its head left and right.
I thought she was contacting me.
No,
So... That's one way.
understood.
Are you hungry?
No.
Dang.
Mission complete. It poofs out of existence.
Aww. He genuinely looks disappointed. It's like, oh, the hawk
So-
friends.
That's kind of
That was
messed
a
up.
bit weird.
Okay.
Messed up, yes.
Most important
Wow.
thing first. I did not kill the bird just then.
Oh,
That was
Had me
I
worried
can
for a
tell
second.
it's similar to Giselle. It was a conjured beast.
He nods.
Interesting. So what is the scroll?
Kind of like holds it in one hand, puts it between both his hands, kind of rolls it. I don't entirely know how to describe this. It's a defensive, almost distraction technique from my home. It was sent by the person I was actually mentioning just then. He gestures at the whistle that I assume Eva's still holding.
She is. She looks down at it. Interesting.
Well, that's
I
good timing.
use.
She gives it
I
back
used
to
the
you.
whistle. Oh, thank you. He said thank you. I used the whistle the other day because, well, of the strange happenstances, and it seems she sent something to help. And also to make sure I wasn't dead. Or charmed. He has just a bunch of, like, holes in the side of his head from being poked.
Even smiles at that. That is a good ally to have to help you across such distances.
True.
So out of game, here's how the ninjutsu works. When you open it up, it activates it for an hour.
Yes.
Okay. One time during that hour, when you get hit, it does not take a reaction to do this. You could just choose to not get hit. And you will leave a log in your place instead and can appear somewhere else within 30 feet. And that's it. So it's a one-time, lol, no, you hit a log. This is some actual ninja bullshit, but it's not unheard of in the Ryusen realms. It's especially problematic during the dark, when they teleport into shadow or underneath a rooftop or into a building. It's improper bullshit.
Or into your internal organs, bro.
That has happened. The nothing personnel kid teleports up behind you. That not the into your guts part, but how did he recognize that? How did
Gee willikers, he named his character
I mean,
Falcon
it's
in a
like
different
an
language and a
outline.
hawk in
I'm
English.
not surprised.
My enter key's not working. What's bird? There you go.
He's a bird.
Yeah.
He's a bird.
So yeah, congratulations. This is you have gotten a ninjutsu scroll.
And he will use it what he thinks is wisely.
I mean, yeah, it lasts an hour, so you can in theory pop it 20 minutes before a fight, or like the walk up alley to the fight, which every video game has, and they give you a bunch of health and ammunition.
Oh yeah, save room before the boss fight.
Yeah, exactly. So you can pop it during that as well. But yeah, it is a get out of jail free card, Ninja Edition.
Nice. You're Asian. I spelled it right.
Yeah, you're Asian.
It will be quite useful in a time of need. Regardless,
Huh. Well, that is certainly a handy asset to have. But going back to it, where does that leave us?
As much as it pains me to admit, we cannot help anybody if we perish. So we need a solution.
I can begin asking some people around here if they have heard anything of these Ash Wardens. Or perhaps maybe some of the guards.
I think that would be an excellent place to start.
perhaps see if anybody else has had a strange dream. The captain doesn't seem like it.
It is not lost upon me that all of us had the dream. Maybe we're the only ones that did. Mina
It's
potentially as
possible.
well.
Mhm.
We'll have to ask her when she gets back.
Mina, did you see weird shit in your sleep?
Any word on when they will be returning?
Shake my head. You guys didn't hear anything from the captain, so technically they should have already been back. Because again, they went about as far, maybe less distance than you guys for your initial objective to the anarchist bar. So consider how you guys went to the bar, went to another location, went to the bathhouse, came, rested from the bathhouse, coming back, and then went back, and they still didn't beat you back, means that something happened, right? Because you went like quadruple the distance, 10 times the time because you took a long rest, 2 long rests now, right?
Yeah.
So they should have been back already.
The fact that they are yet to return concerns me greatly.
Would you want to go look for them? We have an idea where this pharmacy is, after all. Let's wait. I have faith that Mina will return.
And in the meantime, we can look into the Ashwardens, or this looks at Denver, Palm, or that whistle. Whatever else is happening.
Very well.
Depending on how much time we have, I don't know how far I'm going to get with this, but
Mina might
I'll use
return
what
back
time we've
within the
got.
hour.
No, she might be a day. Who knows? We should set a
Maybe-
time limit of how long we can wait.
Maybe she will get back right now. He pauses for dramatic effect. I was sort of hoping something would happen, and that would be really cool, but I
You
am
missed it
wrong.
by a few minutes. The Falcon just left. The Hawk.
Damn. It was a valiant effort. What's
I got
been
some of my drink in my nose from snorting at that.
it would have been very impressive if that exactly happened, Fires, but you have to have an idea it's going to happen and not just bank on it randomly happening. He shrugs. You never know. The randomness of it would have made it even more funny.
I roll at the 100. Mina's just suddenly here. What the fuck?
Do it. Do it.
I
Do it.
say less. Not even close.
Yeah,
There are
okay,
two
so
in there.
Nothing changed.
They
Nothing,
take
nothing-
longer.
They take 62 seconds longer.
Yeah.
Oh no!
For a
a
certain
whole minute.
specific thing.
That's 10 rounds in combat and then some.
Oh god.
I know, right? So, yeah, you guys out of game. You guys aren't actually left to your own devices for that long before Mina does get back. Only an hour and a half.
Would I
So,
have time to start
An hour and 32
anything
minutes. Or 31
Yeah.
minutes.
with the palm?
Yeah,
Wait,
hour,
Juan or something.
hour and 31 minutes and 2 seconds. Yeah, there you go. It depends on what you're trying to actually do, because you're definitely not going to do any deep experimentations on the palm.
No. If
I can
anyone
tell
else
you
has
that's-
something